The CBS Broadcast Center in Philadelphia. This is CBS3 Eyewitness News.
Today marks 1 week since the deadly Amtrak derailment in Port Richmond. And as more lawsuits emerge, 2 unions for railroad workers are calling on Congress to get involved. Those unions want lawmakers to force Amtrak to have 2 engineers in every locomotive. Good afternoon. I'm Jessica Dean.
And I'm Chris May. Of course, train 188 only had 1 engineer at the controls, and that was Brandon Bastian. Meantime, today, a lawyer for the train's lead conductor says that his client suffered a broken neck and back in the derailment. He's filed a lawsuit now against Amtrak. Several other crash survivors remain hospitalized tonight. The conditions of 2 patients at Hahnemann have worsened. Both have been downgraded from serious to critical. For more now on the Amtrak tragedy, 1 week later, we turn to Eyewitness News reporter Walt Hunter.
In 1981, a congressional law cut the number of crew members in the front cab of trains like Amtrak 188 from 2 to 1. Now, following the crash that killed 8 and injured nearly 200, rail union officials want that second person restored. The public would never accept an airline operation with a single person in the cockpit. There is no reason that rail employees and rail passengers' lives should be viewed any differently, reads a statement from the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen. Brandon Bastian, the train's engineer, was alone in the cab, the NTSB says, when the train entered a curve at 106 miles an hour, more than twice the 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. No technology can replace the level of safety provided when 2 crew members are on board and can serve as a check and balance to one another, the union states.
I think it makes an enormous amount of sense to have a second person in the cab with the engineer who's running the train.
Attorney Joe Messa, who represents a 35-year-old businessman seriously injured as he traveled home to his wife and 7-month-old child in New York, says he supports additional safety improvements, like a second person in the cab, based on what his client endured in the wreck.
He had 5 fractured ribs, a fractured collarbone, an injury to his lung, and he also has a closed head injury.
Now, Amtrak did not respond to our request for comment. Meanwhile, the NTSB confirms the engineer's blood sample, which is routinely taken, is now being analyzed at a lab in Oklahoma. Coming up at 6, more on the union push for 2-person crews as another victim's family speaks out. Live in the Sat Center, Walt Hunter, CBS3 Eyewitness News.
Walt, thank you.